Hi everyone, Mr. Nightfury here. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. The big one. The long-awaited Toothless and Hiccup statue has finally arrived. It's pretty heavy too, as you can see. It exceeds 50 pounds or 20 kilograms. The cardboard box also has some notifications that it's something serious, so handle with care. My first shock was when I saw the size of the box. Sadly, its size doesn't really make justice on video, but I tried to make some references to give you an idea. I know I shouldn't do this, but I just couldn't help myself. Here are some of my biggest Toothless collectibles for comparison. But without further ado, let's open it. As usual, in the cardboard box we can see the real deal. This time, however, it's not a sideshow collectible, but a Taka Corp studio one. On the top, you can see their logo and below the statue's name. Alright, let's lift it out to see what we have here. Okay, this doesn't work, forget it. I won't risk anything, so time to be smart. Let's unbox it a little bit further. Okay, now it should come off. Without help, this was my best solution, but let's see this time for real how the inner box looks like. Drumroll please. Oh wow, that looks pretty cool. On the front, it has the dragon's logo and also a lot of information about the statue itself. On the left side you can read Kokmu Eha Hold, and below a detailed description like what the statue is made of and some credits of the design team. Below you can read the same thing in English. At the bottom you can also see the Taka Corp logo and the address of their website. On the right side, there's an image how the statue will look like, but I have a feeling that it will be much more spectacular in its true form, but still looks pretty awesome. On the sides, you can find only a Taka Corp Studio logo. On the back, there's a simplified version of the strikeless symbol. Honestly, I prefer the original one, which the first Toothless statue had, but this looks okay too. But now, it's time to open it. Still, I'm not sure I'm ready for it. I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy. Phew, no joke, how to train a dragon is my life and will be forever, and I really hope I proved enough so far to earn this privilege. Okay, just breathe, really need to calm down now. Here it comes. Whoa, that's interesting. I never saw a design like this before. On top of the styrofoam box, there's a letter in a plastic wrap. What this could be? Oh, it's the certificate of the statue. Look at it, how cool is that? As you can see, mine is the 272nd of the overall 888 pieces. Awesome! There are two velcro straps securing the styrofoam box inside, that also tells something about the care they put into just in the packaging. Now, here comes the real deal. I'm really curious what lies beneath it. I don't have a clue yet. Oh my Thor. Look at that! I never see anything like this ever. What an interesting packaging. But wait, there are some caution stickers, better to be careful. It may tell these are especially delicate pieces, so handle with extra care, but I'm not sure. There are all kinds of wrap parts all over the place. Also, some very complex cuttings in the styrofoam container. Whoa, this is oozing with quality work even by now, that's for sure. Let's take a look on the smaller parts first. What could this be? Oh, okay, it's Hiccup's head. He has his helmet on, and just look at all of the details. Man, if this piece alone is so muchly well crafted, I wonder how the other ones will look. There's another head for Hiccup, but now without his helmet. Yes, you can change them afterwards for what you prefer. What an awesome feature. And there's his torso. Also, every bit of detail is there and accurately. This is the first bigger piece. What this could be? It's pretty tightly in there, so better to be careful. Whoa, it's Toothless's tail. The piece is astonishingly detailed and also quite large. His tail fins are as big as my hands. The painting is excellent and everything else. Next, we have Hiccup's legs. There's a peg under it, which will go into Toothless's saddle, I presume. It's very detailed to the last stitch. I clear up the first stage, let's see what the next has to offer. Oh wow, a lot. I don't know even where should I start. Let's see this big piece first. Looking at it, I better to use gloves from now on. I really don't want to stain the pieces with my fingerprints. Judging by the number of parts, I will do a quick review of them and will have an in-depth look later. Otherwise, it would take forever. Here's one of Toothless's wings, and my Thor is massive and heavy. It easily weighs around 3 or 4 kilos or 10 pounds. Okay, this next piece is very special. When I saw it, I was shocked and really had to calm down. It's Toothless's body, and what an amazing piece. Whoa, I really have no words. It's very heavy and massive, and my hands also shake a little while holding it, which didn't help me to calm down. He didn't have his back spines attached, which I was quite surprised at first, but later I found out why. Next, we have Hiccup's boot. As you can see, there are also little pouches for extra cartridges for his sword. Here we got his right arm. His leather armor is also very nicely crafted and accurate to the movie. Here's Toothless's saddle, also a separate piece with a peg under it. This is Hiccup's right shoulder pad. It has the hooligan tribe symbol on it, like in the second movie. There's Hiccup's left arm. It's missing the hand part, but for a reason you will see. He also got his dagger. Nice! That's part of Toothless's saddle. This piece, instead of hard resin, is made out from a fairly elastic rubber kind of material. Interesting. I don't know why, but we'll see. And there's Hiccup's left shoulder pad. Oh hey! One of Toothless's back spines. It's quite big, which is good, and also its shape is perfect. It's in the open state and has a bluish tint, which indicates that he is in alpha mode. The rest of them are in a separate plastic bag. There are quite small ones too, so I have to be super careful to not lose any of them. Here we have Hiccup's left hand. Yes, it's a separate piece, which you can also change. Oh, and he's got a ring too. And here's the other left hand. It's in a gripping position, so he can wield his sword later. I will use this one. I didn't recognize this part first, but later I found out this is the bottom part of his sword. All of the little details are there and accurately. And finally, here's his sword Inferno. This piece is amazing. It's made from a different resin-like material and is beautifully colored. It also has a shiny finish on it. Very accurate, and the frames are very well done. Absolutely fantastic. Here's another piece from Toothless's saddle. It's also made from a rubber-like material and very detailed. We finished the second stage, let's see what we have in the third. Looks like there are no small parts here, but what lies here is also mind-blowing. First, we have Toothless's forearms. quite massive pieces, and they're large too. The amount of detail on them is crazy, and his hardened scales are beautifully made. He also got 7 arm spikes on them, which are quite big and accurate to his second movie self. Very nice. Now, we have another very special piece. Oh boy. It's not other than Toothless's head. Whoa. It's very heavy and also insanely detailed. I'm really getting out of words to describe how amazing this piece is. His facial expression is spot on, as like his proportions and basically everything. His eyes are absolutely gorgeous and oozing with life and passion. His bigger hardened scales are very nicely shining in the light, and the painting on it is just gorgeous. His smaller smooth scales are also very nicely made, and they have a bit of shininess too. In his mouth, you can see all his teeth and his tongue sculpted with great precision. That's insane! It really blows my mind, and this level of quality is absolutely worth it to him. Beautifully captures this gorgeous and awesome dragon's essence. What an amazing piece! Here's his other wing too. Pretty shame that its size doesn't really do justice in the video, but you can bet they are huge. I can't wait to finally add them to Toothless's torso. Okay, one piece left. One massive, large piece. Oh Thor, this is heavy. Under it, you can see the dragon's logo, the statue's name and the Strikeless logo. This is, by the way, the pedestal where Toothless will go. We're finished with stage 3, and under the styrofoam container, there's nothing left. Phew, that was the greatest unboxing of my life. What an experience! Thank you, Taka Corp Studios. I will cherish this memory forever. Now, let's take an overall look on all of the parts. I managed them in a way that I can have easy access to them while I assemble them. Here are his huge massive wings on the sides of the workstation. I put them also in a very comfortable and safe place to rest while they waiting for their turn. I just can't get over how much I love all these details these parts have. Each of them is a separate masterpiece one by one. The number of parts is simply amazing. I never would thought I'd be created so many of them, and I really haven't seen anything like this ever. I somehow would like to know how many work hours went into them, but also a bit scared of the number. I have a huge respect to the artists. They really know their profession and also very talented. There are pieces that is even a mystery how they would have been crafted, but for me, it adds a lot to the overall magic and mystery that this statue also represents. Here, I changed to natural gloves. The cotton one had little fibers that could have stuck into the very delicate parts, so I didn't want to risk, and also with these I can be more precise without the fear of having ugly stains rather than without them. First, I attached Toothless's arms to his torso. They have little magnets in them both sides, which is very clever and practical if they needed to be removed because somehow the order is messed up. I didn't find an assembly manual anywhere, so I guess I have to do it by memory and with trial and error. Fortunately, the parts are very much self-explanatory for an enthusiast, but I would be really surprised if someone would get this artifact without knowing anything about how to chain a dragon at all. So, no hard feelings. I messed up a bit here, cause I inserted Toothless's head after I secured him on the pedestal, which was only supposed to go when Hiccup is already sitting on him. Speaking of Hiccup, here's his assembly. It was quite easy and there were magnets all over the place. Every part of him went in smoothly without problems. After that, I attached his control levers and foot pads to Toothless's saddle. Just by then, I understood why they were made out of rubber. They needed to be flexible, cause you have to put a wire into the saddle itself to secure them. What an interesting solution. Took me a while to figure it out, but man, it's clever. Now it's time to give Toothless his amazing back spines. They are little markings in the sockets and also on his spines that has to be matched, otherwise they won't fit. They are separately designed and crafted one by one. That's just insane. I ordered them before the assembly, so that part should go smooth as well. Whoa, they look really amazing for sure. We're almost there. We only have to attach his wings to his torso. But I had to lift the whole statue and put in a more accessible and secure place. This was the scariest part, and I had to be extremely careful. His wings are so huge, I feared they would collide with something on the ground, which would be really bad. This way I had more confidence and a lot of headroom to make adjustments if needed. His wings were a bit tricky to fit in, had to do several attempts. When they were aligned just right, they went into smoothly and fast. The only part that needed to be attached was his tail. And also, here's the t-shirt which I assembled the statue. By the way, this was my first How to Train Your Dragon shirt as well. Quite symbolic, doesn't it? This last piece was very easy to assemble, and with that, we can finally see the whole statue. Here, I have the second movie's DVD front cover, which was the statue was based on. Are you ready? Whoa, would you look at that? That's what I call epicness. Now, let's get into more detail about the finished statue. Sadly, words doesn't do justice, and to express myself how amazing, gorgeous and freaking awesome I found this masterpiece. So take my words and multiply it by 100 to get a clue what I feel inside. I let the images speak for themselves for a little. I didn't find any mistakes or errors, which in this level of complexity and detail is just mind-boggling. I also praised Sideshow in the past for their statues, and they put their standards sky high, but this is another dimension. Don't get me wrong, those statues still have their magic and love for me, and they will be forever, and yes, they are must-have for a hardcore fan, but I love this statue for other reasons. Obviously one of them is its size. It really has a kind of feel, this is for enthusiasts only, and it really should be. Also the ultimate proof of someone's commitment to How to Train Your Dragon. This statue is something that you need to treat with a lot of respect. If you don't, you disgrace the amount of work and care that the artists put into this marvelous, wonderful piece of art. No matter how many times I'm looking at it, I always find some extra detail that I missed previously. This also tells you a few things. From Toothless's nose to the end of his tail fin, along with Hiccup, it beautifully captures these characters' essence. They really went through all to the smallest details. I mean, if you can't appreciate this kind of complexity and craftsmanship, there's something wrong with you. I could really sit here and praise it for hours and hours easily. Look at Toothless's wings for example. You can see there are little wrinkles on his skin and also scales that are shining in the light. Even every stitch on his saddle is there. I mean, just wow. I really can't comprehend the amount of detail this statue has. That's just crazy. I'm really out of words at this point. Their anatomy is also spot on. They are very lifelike and look organic. There's also no signs of gaps or slits between the joints. It really looks like it's a whole piece. Every part of them is based on their real-life size, but of course shrink down to the 1:6 scale. Another amazing bit of detail is that you can even see every muscle on Toothless's body. Look at his forearms for example. You can really get to feel how much strength they could have and how powerful they are. The pedestal also looks amazing. It has a very glass-like feel to it, but still made from a very hard sturdy resin. Its color is also very interesting. It's not just simply teal colored and BAM! It's ice. No. It's very slightly teal, and as it gets thicker and thicker, these very subtle hues of teal adds up and thus get more saturated and get darker. That's very realistic and gives a lot of depth too. In this view, you can really see this very cool effect. Real ice also behaves just like that. Under the pedestal is a small hole where you can put a LED light in there and make it all shine. I will definitely make this upgrade in the near future. Also, their pose is just perfect. Although both of them are wonderful and kind persons inside, in this form they really show that they can defend themselves if necessary, and if someone tries to mess with them, they're about to get a serious ass whooping for sure. Now, this is really nice, but there's one problem left. Where should I put them? Sadly, I have very limited space in my room left, and there's only one place I can think of, but it's already occupied with some of my stuff. I think it's a no-brainer, but will go very fast. Hiccup, would you do the honors?
Toothless, Plasma Blast!
As for a finishing touch, I place a certificate under the statue because it really belongs there. And also a reminder that this isn't a collectible to play with, so no touchy it is. This also must be true for me, but the temptation is killing me. I know I really want to, but I really shouldn't. As a conclusion, I waited half a year to finally get this absolute gem, and I have to say it definitely worth the wait and all the sacrifices I had to make to have this masterpiece in my room. As a real enthusiast, I just had to. I will never regret pushing that placeholder button. Never! This statue is also very much symbolizes my everlasting love for How to Train Your Dragon and also my dedication for it. Thank you again, Taka Corp Studios. You just made the coolest and most amazing piece of art I ever seen in my life. I'm curious if this statue can be topped at all, but if that's the case, I'm all in for it. This pretty much wraps up my unboxing and review. I also have a blog, by the way, which you can visit if you want to see more How to Train Your Dragon related content from me. Link in the description. Thank you for watching. Bye!